we are using watercolor paints. I have my paper, my paintbrush, water, paper towel. At the bottom right hand corner I sign my name. It works good to sign your name with a crayon because the wax will push away the paints. Right now the paints are sleeping. I need to wake them up with a little bit of water because they need watercolor, because watercolor paints need water to make them work. This brush is called a watercolor brush. It's pointed round because it's round and it kind of comes to a point. I pinch my fingers, I wrap my hand around the back. If you pinch it closer to the ferrule or this metal part, you'll get a tighter line. If you hold it back, you'll get a looser line. I like to hold it more in the middle. When I start painting, maybe I have a sketch of something that I want to fill in first. Maybe a landscape, a still life, maybe a portrait or something I see. And then we can add paint. So I get Mr. Brush's hair wet and then I load it up with paint. I just have to lightly swirl it around to get it full of paint. Now I'm pinching it, wrapping my hand around the blade, lightly moving Mr. Brush along the paper, not pressing too hard, just lightly moving along the paper. When it starts getting light or scratchy, that's when you need more water. So if I just dip it back in, it might not be wet enough. So I dip it back in, and I dip it back in the paint, and I get more wet paint. And I just lightly move the hair of the brush, filling it all in. When it starts getting scratchy, that's when you know that you need more water and then more paint. And we don't have to really work too hard. We just slightly dab it. And we fill in our shapes, doing our best job. I'm ready to switch colors, but I can't just dab it in the next color because the hair is full of red, so I have to wash it. I wash it by pushing it on the bottom of the cup, just wiping it gently on the lip, and then drying it on the towel. It's running clear. That means it's clean. If it was still kind of red, I'd have to wash it again, wipe it on the lip, and then dry it on the towel. Now I can switch to my next color. So Mr. Brush's hair has to have water in it. I gently swirl it in the paint, and I can do wet on wet, which is a technique when we paint two colors over the top of each other to make a new color. And then if I want to use another color, I have to wash my brush. I push it on the bottom to get that pigment or paint out of its hair, wipe it on the lip, and dry it on the towel. There, it's clean. It's ready for a new color. If I accidentally get some paint, some color into another color, I can just take a clean part of my paper towel and wipe it up so that it's clean for the next artist. When we clean up, we carry our artwork carefully to the drying rack. I make sure my whole paper is painted and filled in nice though before I'm done. I take my paintbrush to the hot tub. I dump out my dirty water. I return my tray. I clean up my table spot.